are brand new, then thank you so much for joining us. We really hope that you would like to stick around, hit the little subscribe button there and join us in all of our adventures.
Absolutely, lots.
Yeah.
We've got a lot coming up and we've done a lot, so it'll be exciting.
Yeah. So this is another restaurant review.
Yes, our Thursday special.
I feel like we need a theme tune.
We do, yeah.
But this one is for Cellier.
Yes, it's steakhouse in
I don't know
Canada.
if I'm saying that right, and that's how I'm going to say it for the entire video, so.
Sorry.
Yeah. So we've got our categories as always,
Yep.
And we're just going to run through them and see what we thought. So we'll go straight in with location.
Okay, yeah, I mean, we always say it's a strange category really, because it is where it is. You can't change it, it's not a bad location. The only thing, obviously, well, okay, it's in Epcot, it's in Canada Pavillion. Really,
It's the first country on the right, not the second star to the right.
if you go Canada side.
Well, if you go up, you turn right, it's the first country on the right.
Agreed, but if you go from the other side of the pavilion...
Well, that would be left.
Well, okay. So yeah, dead easy to find.
Canada is a really, really pretty pavilion, really pretty. There's always little ducks. Sometimes there's a Disney rabbit there.
Yeah.
I always like to go to the Canada Pavilion because it's quiet as well,
Yeah.
and nobody really hangs out there. So
The Cellier is a big building and it got its own sort of garden place, and it stands out. Once you're in the Canada Pavilion, it is easy to find.
Yeah.
You would instantly be drawn that way
Yeah.
to see, you know, because it's a big building. What's that? So yeah, really easy to find.
one point of note, I wouldn't really say this is a negative or a positive, but if you're heading into a park just for dinner, especially Epcot, we tend to do that quite a lot. Like we don't hang out in Epcot all day and then we just go for dinner because there's so many cool options.
Absolutely, because there's so many restaurants around the World Showcase, we do it a lot. And I think the point that you were going to make is just allow a bit extra time to if you're going to go into a park to do that, then allow extra time to go for Shakur, so you don't sort of think you go there and you know you're in Shakur within 5 minutes. Just if you I don't know, if your reservation's at 6:30, get there. Try to get there for 5:30, just to give enough time to sort of get through everything.
That's what we like to do. We don't like to feel rushed or pressured or stressed on holiday or ever really. So I don't want to be going through the queue going, oh my god, this is taking so long, this is taking, you know, because they're just doing their job and we just want to get
absolutely yes, just a side point really, but well made. Yeah,
so I gave it a 4 for location. It's fine.
I also gave it a 4, and I think normally I would give a location a 5, but I think the point that we said, it's just a point, but just allow a bit extra time, that's all.
So atmosphere, so I didn't feel it. You said you did a little bit, but we have heard other people say that the tables are quite close together. The first time, we've eaten here twice. The first time we ate here, we ate really, really late. Probably nearer to the 9, half 9 time.
Maybe even later than that.
I don't think it would have been.
It might have been 9:30.
Yeah.
You know?
So, you know, it wasn't as busy and we were given a really, really lovely table. It was also our honeymoon, so that could have played into it. But we were on a lovely, like, private kind of table. And it was nice. And then this time we were on kind of like, it was bench seating with tables, you know, scattered through. They were close together, no more close together than other restaurants.
No, I think Disney, you try to get a lot of people in, and that's how they do it, and you can understand why they do it. I didn't really feel it as much. Yeah, when you think about it and you think, yeah, okay, it was quite close, but I think we will come on to probably why we didn't feel it in a minute. But I didn't notice at the time, and it's only when we start talking about it now, I think, well, hang on, they were quite close.
Yeah, this isn't one of the ones where you were like, oh my god, I was sat on the, like Planet Hollywood. I'll leave the link to the review if you haven't seen it, but you're pretty much on their table. But absolutely. This one, I mean, you were close, but it wasn't that close.
Yeah, no, I completely agree.
So when we our reservation this time was, I think, probably at peak lunch dinner time.
I think it was about 7 o'clock. So
it's probably when everybody else wants to eat dinner.
It was very, very busy.
Really busy.
The waiting area outside was very busy. There's a lot of people about. The tables were getting turned around by the managers just to get them turned around and get more people in. that isn't a bad point. It was just a point for us, you know. Of course, a restaurant this good in a busy part is going to be busy. So it's just a point.
Well, if you don't want to eat there when it is so busy, then I would maybe say eat early or eat late. It was not a different experience. It was a more relaxed experience the first time than this time. But at no point did we feel rushed.
Absolutely, you know. It was just a point that was busy. But like you said, we didn't feel rushed. We didn't feel pressured. It didn't make us feel uncomfortable by any means because it was so busy. So it was just a point because we went at peak time, you know. And I think it's credit to your staff that they didn't make us feel that way because it was so busy.
Yeah.
You know?
So John thinks it looks like the Fairmont in Canada. We've never been to Canada.
So, yes, we looked at Fairmont. If anyone don't know what a Fairmont looks like in Canada, just Google it.
Picture here.
Or picture. I think it's probably based on that. I might be completely wrong.
It's definitely based on some kind of Canadian chateau.
Yeah.
Like a big fancy castle house.
Yeah. So yeah, really fancy. Really grand.
It's quite dimly lit, but not dark, so that's a nice balance.
Almost like a wine cellar sort of feel, undergroundy sort of wine cellar, you know, in a big grand house like, you know, you would find like we've never been in. And also they had a really nice waiting area. Well, not the actual waiting area, but you could wait outside, which was nice. Yeah, in the garden.
If it was warm, which it was. So.
Really warm.
So I gave Atmosphere a 4. I thought it was fine. It was nice.
Okay, I gave it a 4.5. So yeah, I completely, I think it was good. Yeah.
Yeah. So food quality. So obviously, Le Cellier is a steakhouse basically.
I think, yeah, I mean, you obviously can get other things than steak.
There are lots of other things, We have only eaten steak here.
I think the first time we went, 2015, like you said, it was a honeymoon and it was steakhouse, and we went for a menu. It was my pick at the first time and we loved it, and it didn't disappoint this time as well.
I had exactly the same thing by accident. It was only looking back now that I realised that I had exactly the same meal with the same accompaniment both times.
Yeah, I didn't. I can't remember what I had in 2015, but it was massive. It was really big.
Steak.
This time I had ribeye steak, I think I had, and new potatoes. The thing I will say is, if you wanted, however you eat your steak, I eat mine medium rare, it will come out medium rare. It's perfectly cooked. You know, you eat yours also medium rare, but like I looked at other people's who eat it, if they had theirs well done or rare, it was coming out spot on cooked, and that's what you're paying for really. It's the food quality and how it was cooked is amazing.
Yeah, the desserts were slightly disappointing here. Where they seem to. At the moment, I remember in 2015 a lot of the desserts were amazing, and then this year everything seems to be a little cheesecake brownie, you know, and then maybe one exciting dessert, which if it isn't your cup of tea then it isn't. But I mean, it's such a heavy main meal that maybe you wouldn't really want it anyway.
Yeah, I think me personally, I mean, you said on these stuff before that I'm not too keen on dessert, and I only have dessert. I only have dessert really in Disney because it's come with a dining plan.
Yeah, I suppose.
Normally I much prefer a starter and a main, or more of a main. Yeah, I mean, it didn't spoil it for me because I love my main so much, but again, this restaurant, dessert-wise for me, did disappoint a bit, yeah, but it could just be me as well.
Well, no, I love dessert and it was disappointing.
Yeah.
So, they have obviously a huge choice of wines, which we did not partake on.
No.
But John did try.
I did have a Canadian beer. What was it, ale?
I don't know.
And it was really nice. I only had the one because it had Craig with it because I was so thirsty and hot. But it was really nice beer. So absolutely worth trying. Yeah.
Yeah, so for food quality, I gave it a 4.5, slightly knocking off for the poor dessert choices. Although there is a creme brulee on the menu that has been on the menu since 2015, and that is the dessert we had in 2015, and it was delicious. So maybe we should have picked that.
I can't remember what we had in 2015, but I'll take your word for it.
I remember.
But I also gave it 4.5 because of that dessert, and you know, it didn't spoil because my main was so nice. But if I was going to give it a 5, everything has to be perfect, and it was just slightly disappointing for dessert.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So theming. So John mentioned earlier, you're kind of in a wine cellar.
Yeah.
The ceilings are all quite low. It's dimly lit.
Yeah.
You know, it feels like super cozy, and it kind of feels cozy and grand at the same time, which I don't really know.
Yeah, it's because of low ceilings and dimly lit. I think it makes you feel warm and cozy.
Yeah.
But the outside of it, it's such a sort of grand building. You know, you think, you know, being some sort of country manor or some, like you say, a Fairmont hotel or some posh place like that. So it is kind of a bit of a both, really. What's really cleverly done.
You feel like you're underground. I don't think you are.
No, I don't think you are.
Because I think you go up some steps to go in. But there's no windows, and it's quite dark, so you do feel like you're in the cellar.
Yeah.
But I do have a quick question for anybody that might know. So you obviously go in, and there's just one floor of seating, but the building itself is massive. It
is massive.
So maybe it's a kitchen up there, but if anybody knows what's at the top of there, I'd be really interested to know.
It could be a kitchen, but I can't imagine that the whole of that top building would be a kitchen.
No.
It's a massive kitchen if it is.
Because there's no seating upstairs, I don't think.
No, well, we never have been upstairs.
If you know, if you know what it is, then please let me know.
It would be interesting to know. It couldn't be an empty building. It would just be a waste.
Oh, that would be a waste, unless it's a fake building.
I don't know.
Like the Disney.
If anyone knows, let us know.
Please tell me. And then also the servers come round, and if you've not been to Le Cellier before, then they tell you about all of the different Canadian provinces.
What's really interesting, really good.
Yeah, we heard it from a table over because I don't know if they told us when we went last time, but because we said we've been before, you know, they didn't bother with all of the spiel for us.
Yeah.
But
and also we met a couple, new friends of ours, what we met in Disney, at a different restaurant earlier in the trip, and they also were in this restaurant by coincidence. So we were talking as a group, and so you probably wanted to have this sort of an conversation rather than you know, butting in. But yeah, really, really interesting if you did get to hear it.
Okay, so theming, I scored a 4.
I also give it a 4.
Ooh,
yeah.
Look at us matching our scores. Okay, so customer service. We got there probably on time. We're never late anyway.
No.
So we got there at least on time. And they said there was a little wait for the table, which is fine. And I went and sat outside.
Yeah, you weren't feeling too great. I think the heat was probably getting to you a bit.
I had a migraine this day, or the start of a migraine. So I'd gone and sat outside, and then pretty much immediately, or like a minute, maybe later, they called us in to go and sit down. Yeah. We did have one issue.
Yeah, and it's a slight issue. It's not a massive issue, but because you weren't feeling 100%, and
I was needing to take some tablets, and I'm not the best, and I needed water to take tablets.
Yeah, but before anyone, you know, if anyone doesn't know, as you go to the waiting area, there's normally 2 big.
It's like a trolley with like
water station on it.
Yeah.
You can go and get free water over a cup and whatever. This particular time, it was completely empty. Obviously, we said, "Excuse me, can we get some water?" And they went, "Yeah, of course you can." And they went off and got it. However,
we weren't the only people asking.
No.
And so obviously people have asked before us, people were asking after us, and it hadn't been refilled because they were busy.
Yeah.
And normally we would be fine. Yeah. It's just I really wanted to take the tablets so I could enjoy my food. So. Yeah.
But then, you know, as instantly as we got outside, they called us in for our dinner, and obviously we had water and Coke and whatever else
on the table,
with our dinner. So it really didn't matter. It was just a point that because it was so busy, it took them a bit longer to replenish the water. They did eventually, and other people was out. And because it's so warm, I think a lot of people was using it, and they just didn't have time to replenish it straight away.
Yeah.
So it was just a point. It wasn't made. It didn't ruin anything. In the end, you took your tablets and you had dinner, and it was fine.
Yes.
So it was just a point that if we had to be really, really picky, really picky, then we could have sort of said a tiny bit.
Just their really big tubs or really big containers for the water. I would think that somebody would have noticed, oh, it's half full, let me just top it up, and you know, nobody did. But
it's really, really picky.
They did a really good job when we were sat down. You know, she explained all of the menu to us, she told us what was good, and then when our friends came over and sat by us, we obviously had a moment of, oh, it's you, and then the waitress then realised, oh, they kind of know each other. So when she addressed us from then on, she didn't just go, how's your meal?
Absolutely.
She kind of just said, how is everybody?
She almost treated it as a table of four then, didn't she?
Yeah, which was nice.
What was really nice, because obviously a natural pause in the conversation, she then came up and said, how was your meal? Do you need any more drinks? And blah, blah, blah.
Rather than doing one and then coming straight back and doing the other.
It must have been really annoying for her, to be fair, that, it just a coincidence that we all know each other and we all was talking.
At different parts of our meal and stuff, but she was really good with it. So I gave customer service a 3. I think on any other day it would have been a lot higher, but this day I had a headache and there was no, I think water is a basic, so.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree, and I went slightly higher at 3.5. I completely agree. That first bit could have been a type bit, like I said, we're being really picky. Anything beyond that point, when we sat down having a meal, was perfect. So it was just because we went at peak time and they were busy. So value for money. So my steak was $59. I had the filet mignon. I don't know how to pronounce anything. And John's was $57. And I personally think that's about right for a steak. I think, what is, so what's that, $59, what's that, 40 odd pound? Then, and then in a nice restaurant in England, in a city, is probably about right. So I think value for money is pretty spot on, if I'm honest, for that place.
So it's obviously a signature restaurant, which means it costs 2 table service credits for 1 meal. Personally, I do think that's worth it. I think it's tricky for us the way we do pick our restaurants. We tend to pick one signature restaurant per week, and we are now in love with California Grill, so it does make it tricky when you're adding on the second one, but I do think it's worth it.
Absolutely. We went back to this restaurant because we loved it the first time, and the second time didn't disappoint. So I think that proves to you how much this restaurant is nice. I think, like Emma was saying, because there's one that we love as well, another one. And next time do we go, what do we do? Do we go for that one or that one? But that's a conversation for another time.
I wouldn't necessarily pay out of pocket for it, but I don't think it's bad value out of pocket. I just think I'm stingy.
I don't think we pay out of pocket at any signature restaurant because we have a dining plan, and why would you if you've got a dining plan?
But if you don't have a dining plan?
If you didn't have a dining plan, then I didn't have one if I went, I think I would. I think I'd be happy to pay $150 for a meal because it was so nice. So
I'm just stingy. I just don't think I could. I think I'd die.
Because we've been spoiled because of dining.
So would we go again?
Yes.
I don't think it's going to be an immediate return. I think maybe it'll be a year, a trip or two away.
I think it's going to be one of the restaurants that we've done it twice now. And we love it, and it doesn't need a break in terms that, we bored of it, but I think it needs a break because there's other restaurants, and we will return after we tried the other ones that we want to try as well. So I don't think in terms that we're bored of it and it's not good, because it's fantastic and we're not bored of it. I just think we want to try other ones before we go back.
Just quickly, so value for money, I gave it a 4.5.
Well done. I gave it 4.5 as well.
So overall scores for Cellier, I don't know how else to pronounce it, I just was having fun. I gave it a 4.
Absolutely, I gave it 4.1.
0.1 liked it more than me.
But no, it was really good, really nice atmosphere, really nice restaurant. It topped off that we had our new friends that we had a good conversation with. A really nice evening, really good restaurant.
So let us know your favourite signature restaurant in Disney World. I'd be really interested because I want to try and pick, we always try and pick different things anyway, so it'll be really interesting to see what your favourites are, see if we can incorporate them in our next trip.
It'd be interesting to know where everyone's heading for their signature restaurants.
And if you liked Le Cellier the best,
yeah, I mean, like you say, there's other loads we want to try, so let us know what everyone thinks.
Yeah, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
See you. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Bye.